What is up, people? How is it going? So while I was working out, I was watching some videos on how expensive McDonald's has gotten. McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, all these fast food places. Basically, overall, even if you go to a grocery store, prices are going up. And it's bad. You want to talk about the history of the founding of McDonald's and how it became what it was? Watch the founder, and my things are that eventually when you build something on morally questionable ground, it's eventually going to erode and fall apart. And if you look at the founding of McDonald's, it definitely was a very morally questionable thing. Roy Kroc did not come up with the idea of how a McDonald's operates. He used franchisees to basically usurp the McDonald's brothers, and lo and behold, McDonald's is what it was today. He got off with the legacy. And that's like the thing is when the Founder movie came out, I was just wondering why anyone would cheer for him. I just thought he was a total D. But other than that, I think that seeing it come around and be this expensive, especially with employee layoffs and everything, I've heard so many videos while I was pumping iron about this, and there's a lot to go over that I can't really condense into such a short video. But what I do want to get down to is why this kind of needed to happen. And it's very simple. It's why... Look back at how we've lived our lives as not just Americans, but people worldwide. We used to stop after work to Mac Shacks so we could feed our families. But ever since then, addiction factors in this food are going up, health concerns, and we overlooked a lot of the also questionable ingredients too. I know that a lot of it is meat, but there's a lot of interesting ingredients that when you look into, should you really be eating this stuff? Now, yeah, there's some stuff they also put in a grocery store meat too. I'm going to give you that ahead of time. And that's going to be part of my thing is that maybe we should cook more home-cooked meals. But you look at a lot of the things that got overlooked because of cost effectiveness. Now it's not cost effective. And now I feel like the toxic relationship and the Stockholm Syndrome we have had with these fast food chains can be broken. And I'm not saying don't eat at fast food, okay? I eat at fast food every now and again. It's not every day, but I do like to enjoy a little bit of a treat. But looking at especially McDonald's, I could probably make a better milkshake with my blender, some ice cream, and some milk. I could probably make a better Big Mac that's actually juicier and has... probably better cheese and better sauce and everything like that from my kitchen. I could home cut my fries. I've done this before. Now, I'm not the best at it, but practice makes perfect when it comes to anything, especially with cooking. And we've been so go that we've forgotten to build side skills like cooking, because cooking is a very valuable skill. It's something we always all used to do, but especially people in my generation, we've been so hopped up on stopping by Circle K, 7-Elevens, and all these corporate things, not just McDonald's, but Subway, Chipotle, you name it. We have forgotten what it's like to cook our own meal. I baked my own rice. I made my own meat, got my own tortillas, and you know what? I emulated Chipotle. Now, was it the exact same thing with the same ingredients? No. But let me tell you, it did taste pretty good. And the fulfillment from getting that meal was super awesome. It's like, but with chicken McNuggets, we know that there's parts of chicken in them, but you look into how they're actually made and the actual story behind them, you realize that you could probably make real meat chicken nuggets from your place without all that added stuff. Bread your own thing, and then maybe make it like Raising Cane's style. I recommend Raising Cane's over McDonald's because at least I know that they have mostly real chicken and those things. I remember one time when I was partying with some of my friends, this was in my younger hedonistic days, but we stopped by a McDonald's, and I just remember being so far gone that's when McDonald's came out with those real meat chicken nuggets, And they said, hey, Zach, you want some of this? And you know what I said? I said, nah, man, that's real meat. I don't really mess with that while I'm partying, dude. Right? So it was a joke, and, it got a laugh, and it was one of the ones for the quote books, right? But here's the funny thing, is it rang true years later. How's that for a stutter? But I was like so perplexed to see that, man, the guy who was joking around back in the day was kind of onto something. And now I'm starting to see it all with these massive price hikes and everything. You ever watch that episode of SpongeBob where Mr. Krabs sells out the Krusty Krab and the corporate suits buy it up and then they make it the Krabby-O Mondays, and SpongeBob is not able to make the patties anymore from scratch, and now he's not a fry cook and he has to watch as these machines pump out these things. Whether or not they're cooked on a grill, they came from a factory. And what they did in that factory, we don't know the full picture of. Behind closed doors. Now they have documentaries that are very transparent, but we don't know if they tell us the full story or not. But you catch my drift. It's like you don't want to see it on a conveyor belt that's corporatized and has a price tag to it and nothing else. I think one thing we've realized is we just outsource the skill of food making, our culture. A lot of people like to say that our American culture is being taken from us, right? And in some senses, I feel like American culture could use a couple tweaks. I think there's a lot of bad habits we've really picked up. But for the most part, we've allowed our culture to become something that we buy with money instead of make. That's what American culture used to be, is you make your own products. Very few people make their own products. Now they got day jobs so they could buy someone else's products. The productivity of American people, we trade our time for money instead of, what beautiful things could we make with our time. I'm not saying jobs aren't important. Day jobs pay the bills. Money is an important thing, but it's not the only thing. I'm never one of those guys that said, "Oh, I could do without money." No, I could do with money. Money pays the bills, keeps a roof over my head. But when I sign up for a job, it's not just what's the money I'm making. What skill am I going to be learning? What am I going to learn on the job that's going to help me elsewhere? Knowledge is also power. And I think that this dips into a bigger issue. That's not just about fast food. But now that we're having a little bit of a rude awakening with how expensive something that used to be so affordable is, instead of pointing the finger at the prices and getting mad, maybe we should look around, not just with food, but how we've done things overall, and just have a bigger wake-up call. But yeah, on the food scale, maybe we should cook at home more. Because I want to make my own brand of type of Big Mac. Not be a Big Mac per se, because that's kind of like, that's a very legal gray area. But I would like to make my own signature burger and leave the sauce from the meat, like the actual juice from the meat in there. Because that's one thing I've realized, man. Chicken McNuggets, you could tell those aren't 100% chicken meat. I don't know what really is in those. I'm not going to make any claims on that. But when you get a Big Mac, it's a dry patty, dude. It's pretty... the fries are the most passable thing, but I can home cut fries, like I said. Cut a potato up and in the way it needs to go and deep fry it myself with my own choice of oil. That might be a little bit more healthy. And the milkshakes, dude, they just kind of look like liquid melted ice cream now. So yeah, the love's gone and the price is up. But us as people are more powerful than we have realized, than the typical chase the green dollar hustle has made us. Because I think we have a lot more potential than just day jobs than eating at McDonald's. How about day jobs, finding out what recipes we could discover in the kitchen and sharing them with each other? Because grassroots, that's how it all starts, man. Because who knows? Maybe one day when we make cheeseburgers with love that are more affordable and could feed our families for what we used to pay at McDonald's? Who's to know we won't be the ones to pick up the mantle and make one of the most valuable burger chains in human history, and maybe this time not sell it out to corporate interests and keep the soul of it. Peace out.